Welcome to the Marketing Minute Podcast. I'm Brian Wallace, Senior Vice President, Chief Revenue and Marketing Officer here at the AdLeaf Marketing Firm, and I'm here today to talk about podcasts. Podcasts are all the rage. In my opinion, it's a bit of the Wild West, right? So after every few years, there's a new marketing vehicle or channel that people get really excited about. And right now, in what we're seeing, at least from clients, is podcasts. So people know that they need to do it, people know that they want to do it, but they don't necessarily know why they should do it or how to do it. And podcasts are a great way to connect. It's a great way to make an emotional connection with your audience. It's thought leadership, it's subject matter expertise. And like we like to say, content is king. And audio content, as well as video content, when your podcast includes video, is really the next level. I like to say it's, if content's king, video and audio is the emperor. He has the opportunity, again, to reach people wherever they are. You can reach people in their home, in their vehicles, at their work. Context drives consumption. And so when you can meet people where they are, whether it be audio or visual, you really can, break barriers on content and consumption and be where people are. Years ago, businesses and business owners would try to do this subject matter expertise. They would try to do this thought leadership through print. And so you would see things like advertorials, right? So you'd see something in the New York Times or wherever your local newspaper is, and you would see all the articles, you would see all the ads, and then you'd see on the very top, and it'd have to be at the minimum of 8-point type advertorial. But it would make it look like it was, written by the staff. And that was a very early way of having a thought leadership or a subject matter expertise kind of concept. Obviously today the world has changed, media has become more fragmented, and again, context drives consumption, and so the newspaper industry is obviously not the vehicle it once was. And so now people do the same thing, right? So you still get your video, you still get your audio, where you have professionals are delivering the news, they're delivering content, but now you have the ability, just like back in the day at a newspaper, to have an editorial or even a letter to the editor, right, to express your opinion. Podcasts. So with the ability of the iPhone and other mobile devices, it's really easy to capture video and capture audio. Again, podcasts. Right? So people come to us all the time and say, I want to start a podcast. I have great ideas. I have a great product. Agreed. Podcasts can be a vehicle. But even with any type of content you have, whether it be written content, video content, audio content, you can have it. But just because you have it doesn't mean people are consuming it, right? So again, context drives consumption where someone is, but also you have to be able to get it out there. You have to be able to market it, right? So just because you have it doesn't mean people are listening. So, one of the biggest mistakes that people do is they'll spend the resources, to spend the time of, creating this podcast, creating this visual, this audio mix of subject matter expertise, but they don't distribute it. And it can be very easy to distribute, right? So you can put it on Spotify, you can get it on Anchor, you can get it on iTunes, you can get it places where people consume, but if they don't know that you exist, how are they gonna know to look for it? So really you have to think about, how do you market your podcast, right? You have to build that brand. And so when someone comes to us at the agency and says, I need help with marketing, and we say, what potentially could you help you with? And they say podcast. I say, great, how are we going to distribute it? Well, I don't know. I just want to come into the booth and do it. And so sometimes what we do is we look again, how do we build that brand first? How do we drive an interest? Again, think about this, right? So if I was back, that example in the New York Times, if I might have a phenomenal advertorial that I put in there. But if no one read the paper, how's it going to be consumed, right? Same thing with the podcast, right? You have to know about that person, the brand, the topic, right? And so social media comes in, right? It's a great opportunity to utilize social media to leverage the awareness about the topic, about the person doing the podcast, but just the brand, right? So if you are a health food, or you are a legal firm, a medical firm, building that brand up. Once you build that brand and brand awareness, you're more likely to have a successful podcast. The other thing about podcasts is people are trying to replicate what they see, and that's good, right? So everybody wants to be Joe Rogan. Well, Joe Rogan's Joe Rogan, right? You're not going to be Joe Rogan. You're not going to be in one of the countless other podcasts out there. So you have to bring something valuable. You have to bring something that people want to consume. We have a concept here. It's called PBS, Problem Benefit Solution, right? It's the why choose us, right? So when we work with our clients and we develop a marketing strategies, we have problem benefit solution of how that consumer can help their potential customers. Think about that with podcasts. Again, nobody's signing into a podcast just to hear someone talk. Maybe you are for me, just kidding. You want to get something out of it. You want to bring value, right? So your podcast has to bring value, and you have to be able to identify a problem. And your podcast is going to bring insight to that problem. What's the benefit of that problem? Are you providing solutions? I listen to many podcasts. I have, podcasts for, leisure podcasts, just for entertainment. But I also have, what I feel that might help me with my business, help us with our business and helping with our clients. And sometimes it's just to help me perform my job better. Whether it be how to save time, how to write compelling marketing, how to listen better, body language. All these things bring value to me. If it didn't bring value to me, why would I choose it? But again, how do I know what podcast is going to bring value to me? Well, I got to promote it. And so again, a podcast is great. You have to bring value in it, but you also have to drive traffic. So again, if you take anything away from this minute podcast here is think about why you want a podcast. Who's it for? Is it for you, or is it for your clients? Is it for your potential customers? Is it an educational? Is it promotional? But ultimately, does it bring value? You got a great podcast, it's bringing value, but you got to promote it. If you build it, they will not come. You have to invite. Thank you very much. Again, my name is Brian Wallace. I'm the Senior Vice President, Chief Revenue Marketing Officer here at the Adleaf Marketing Firm, and I appreciate you stopping by to the Marketing Minute. Thank you.